everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica with Memory Box Candle Co. and I make videos all about the journey of starting a candle business. And real fast, before we jump into today's topic of the video, I did actually just want to announce that I now sell a printable candle business workbook on my digital Etsy shop. I designed this for the candle maker who is looking to start a candle business, but maybe you just don't know where to start, you don't know what questions you should be thinking of, and you need some kind of guidance in that area. This is what this workbook is for. It's to help give you prompts and questions to help you figure out where you want to take your candle business and how to reach those goals. So if you are interested in that, if that sounds like something that would help you, I have it linked in the description box below. But with that, I'm going to get on with today's topic. So I don't know about you, but I am definitely what you would call an idea person and multi-passionate. I just found out about that word not too long ago. Multi-passionate, that's definitely something that I have, I would consider myself since I was in my early 20s, just always loving so many different things and wanting to pursue so many different avenues, especially when it comes to business. But now that I kind of have my niche of a candle business, I'm also wanting to branch out too much into so many different ideas within my candle business itself. And I know I've mentioned many videos before, like my video where I talked about what I would do now if I was starting a business in 2022. And I mentioned how I think it's best to start off simple. And that's really kind of the focus of this video, along with a couple of different things that I wanted you to think about when you're kind of trying to niche down all of those different business ideas that you have going on in your head. And that's really another reason why I created the workbook, because I know that there are so many other people that have that issue with having so many different ideas and you don't know where to start. And when you get too overwhelmed by all the information that you are reading online and all the scary things and things that you don't know about, it can really just kind of make you be like, you know what, it's not for me. I'm not going to do this anymore. And I don't want you to give up before you've already started. So what I want you to do in this moment or after the video, whatever it is, I want you to take a moment to write down all of your ideas of what you have. This could be actual niche ideas of the candles that you want to sell, so the actual target market and different styles of jars, the different jars you want to use, the different waxes you want to use, the different places you want to sell, how many different products you want to sell. I want you to write it all down just so you have it down on paper and you can actually visually see it, because I'm also a very visual person. So if it doesn't come out of my head, it's always constantly mixed up and I really can't focus on it. And then for a moment, I want you to be really, really honest with yourself and think about 3 different things when it comes to all of these different ideas. I want you to think about the idea that you are going to enjoy the most. Candle making is a craft. We are going to be doing this every day for some people, every other day, or a couple times a week. You are going to be actually making your products. It's a handmade business, so you are going to be making a lot of the product that you choose. So make sure that it's something that you enjoy. Make sure you've done it enough to know that you really enjoy the process. If it's a pain in the butt to make, if you're just like, oh my God, I really do not want to make this, then maybe that's not the avenue for you. An example of this would be me with tea lights. Love tea lights. I think they're adorable. They sold pretty well, but man, do I despise making them. They drive me crazy. Just the little details of putting in the little wicks in there and setting them up, and it's like tiny little mini candles. And man, I just did not like it. And there have been some other products that I've wanted to make that are smaller candles, but I have to kind of, just Erica, don't be focusing on that. Don't direct your attention over there. Keep your focus on what you're doing and what you're growing. And I just kind of have to, go back to, am I actually really going to enjoy that? How much time is it going to take me to make that product versus how much money am I going to be making off of it when I could be focusing my time on my products that I already am currently selling. So that's the first one, enjoyment. You gotta love what you do. With a handmade business, you have to enjoy it. I understand you're not going to enjoy it all the time. It's not like I'm doing a happy dance every single time I make candles. It's still pretty relaxing for me. I don't look at it as like, oh my God, this is like the worst thing ever. I definitely don't think that. I still definitely enjoy it, especially making wax melts. Love making wax melts. Those are so much fun. But the second thing that you need to be considering as you are looking at these lists of different candle business ideas is what is going to be the most realistic thing for you to do. It can always be really fun to think about all these different extravagant ideas, but let's say what you are thinking about requires a ton of space. Like maybe you're wanting to get into so many different retail stores and you're wanting to, sell thousands of candles a month, but you have a tiny little space in your house or a tiny little apartment, and you kind of have to readjust and be like, is this realistic for me right now, or is this a goal for the future? Another thing that you need to be thinking about realistically is, what are the supplies that I'm going to be using to make this item? Where can I get it? How close is it to me? How much is the shipping going to cost? Is this going to be a hard item for me to get because it's only available at one supplier? Again, something I did in the beginning and still continue to do because that's the only place that I can get my jars. So, it becomes difficult because when those items are out of stock, you have to think about that. What happens if I purchase these items that I can only get from this supplier? What happens if they discontinue it? What happens if it goes out of stock? These are the things that you have to think about. So that's why in my video where I mentioned what I would do differently in 2022 if I was starting a candle business, I would choose jars that you could get anywhere. I want to choose jars that you can get from tons of different places, because then you have that availability of those items, and hopefully, that if you can get those items at those many places, then the chances of all of those places being out of stock at the same time is going to be pretty minimal. Something else you need to consider when you are thinking about the realistic side of your candle business is, let's say you are thinking, okay, well, maybe I'll just start locally. Maybe I'll just do local sales to get started. And you start thinking about, okay, well, I'm going to price my candles a little bit lower because I don't know how the market's going to be, with local sales, and you're getting everything together to do locally. And then you go and start to search and see, well, are there any events in my area? Maybe you live in a really small town and the closest event is once every couple months and it's 100 miles away. And you focused your time and attention on this business path when you didn't do the research ahead of time to see, is this even a realistic option for me to start my business with? So if you don't have a lot of local events near you and you want to surround your business around local sales, then maybe that's not realistic for you. Maybe you should focus more on online sales or even online wholesale. So that was the second thing you need to be considering when you are looking at your list of ideas. And the last and third thing you need to think about is, which is going to be the most profitable for me? So if you found something that you enjoy, you like it, you found something that is realistic for you to actually pursue and do. And the last thing is, okay, but is this actually going to make me money? Because yes, we all start businesses for all different reasons, but to be honest, most people start businesses because they actually want to make money. They want to sell products and actually make money from the items that they are selling. We're not wanting to just give away all these products that we are purchasing. So this is why when you are looking into this, again, you need to look for suppliers that are either close to you, places you can drive to, or you need to be looking for the cheapest supplies that you can be looking into in order to make the candle. By cheap, I don't mean go to like cheap as in poor quality. I mean cheap as the most inexpensive option for you, whether that's buying in bulk, which I recommend, because when you buy in bulk, you do get a cheaper price per gram that goes into your candle. So I work in grams, but ounces, it's the same. So basically you're just trying to take that big amount, and the more you purchase, the cheaper it's going to be per gram or per ounce of that item. So I'm referring like fragrance oil and wax. With wicks, if you purchase, I don't know, 1,000 wicks, it's going to be less expensive per wick than if you purchased a bag of 10 wicks. So you really need to be thinking about that when it comes to your business ideas on what is actually going to make me the most money. And this could take some time. You may need to do some trial runs, and I highly recommend that, to just act as if you are going to start these different businesses or do these different avenues and figure out which one you're going to like the most, which one is going to be the most realistic, and which one is going to be the most profitable for you. This may take some creative writing, a lot of research. I promise you that I did hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of research on my candle business and candle business things prior to starting it. And I was like so gung-ho with trying to figure out every little bit of information, found out about California Candle Supply, and was very lucky about that they don't live that too far away from me, that I was able to go drive there. So I highly recommend you spend some time to think about these things. If you are somebody who is also kind of stuck in the whole, like, I want to start a candle business, but I don't even know what to do, where to go, how to do it, or how to pick the idea that is going to be the best for me. So I really hope that this video helped you guys out. If it did, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at Erica Marie Morris, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. So I don't know about you, but I am an idea person. I'm a personin. If you didn't know, I'm a personin.